Hello, reconnected feeling friends. Before it gets too dark out here, I want to share another quiet evening moment with you and my thoughts about forgiveness and acceptance. I loved this LNL on Wednesday with Dr. Eric Pearl, and it moved me deeply and really got me to just feel and be aware of so many changes that I have experienced in the last years, really. And something, I wrote down something that I really liked, and I want to read it because I just think it's the most beautiful quote. Forgiveness is really giving up the suffering. It liberates the soul, removes fear, is an infinitely powerful way to reveal and discover and embrace the real you. I loved this perspective on forgiveness because it just goes out of the general idea that I am here, the other person's there, somebody wronged someone, there's guilt involved, an object and a subject. Somebody's the victim, somebody is the one that's guilty, and one person has to forgive the other. And when we don't receive that forgiveness from the other person, then we're doomed. We have to die with that weight on our shoulders. And really, this is a perspective of separation. And in the quote, it just gives us a perspective of oneness, that forgiveness is something that occurs in our self, and it's our true nature. So it really has to do with forgiving ourselves and with being aware of, well, for me, it's just being aware of the fact that anything that happens, anything that causes pain, is just within this linear story of the life that I have as a human now, and that I can always let go of this story and this label and this idea that somebody wronged me, and that I exist and I am beyond this pain and this story. And when we step in this awareness that we are whole, that we are good, and so is the other person, then there is no story. And this is the month of acceptance, and I find this interesting, forgiveness as an example of acceptance, but it really is an acceptance as life, as what it is, but no more than what it is. That story is just a story, and it was a story, but that's what it is, and not more. But I am so much more. And so acceptance really is a receiving of whatever experience comes my way. And I really think that when it comes to forgiveness, we really just need to receive the fact that we are whole, that there's nothing that lacks. And sometimes it seems hard to wrap our mind around this. We get stuck in these stories of lack and need, and I think it's a really big thing to receive that we are whole, that we are complete, that nothing lacks. And with the reconnective healing experience, that possibility of receiving and of standing in this truth right here, right now, it's accessible so quickly. And I think that the more we open up to this awareness of self in our lives and through the reconnective healing experience, the more we recognize that we exist beyond forgiveness, Nobody needs forgiveness. There's nothing to forgive. And what we really are is infinitely bigger and more expanded than any story in which the concept of forgiveness might have an importance. So rather than trying to choose that I want to forgive someone or I want to forgive myself, and then asking, well, how can I do this? And turning my mind around this, I just want to be aware of who I truly am. And when I am, the need for forgiveness disappears and it just doesn't exist. So I would love to know your thoughts, and if you share some parts of this perspective or what your experiences are. I thank you for listening and for sharing this beautiful, calm evening moment with me. And I wish you a wonderful rest of the weekend and start into the new week. Thank you so much. Bye for now.